Good afternoon, students. Last class we have learned about the conversion of scales of temperature, degree Celsius to Kelvin and Kelvin to degree Celsius, and based on that we have practiced few numericals. Today we are going to start about the interconversion of states of matter or change of states of matter. What does it mean? It means that any matter which is available in three common states, that is solid, liquid and gas. We can change solid state of matter to its liquid, and liquid can be changed again to gaseous state. Not only that, reverse is also possible. Gaseous state can be converted to liquid and liquid can be converted back to solid. Now question is, if we want to do so, or if we want to carry out this type of interconversion of states of matter, which conditions are necessary to change or to carry out that process? Conditions necessary to change the states of matter: change in temperature and change in pressure. That means by changing temperature and by changing pressure, we can also change the states of the matter. Now what does it mean? Change means change in the sense either by increasing or decreasing temperature, and either by increasing or decreasing pressure. Change in the sense sometimes it needs to be increased, sometimes it needs to be decreased. Let's see. Three common states of matter are solid, liquid, gas. So there are 6 possible conversion types, interconversion of states of matter. 6 types of interconversion can be possible. Which are those? Solid to liquid change and reverse, that is liquid to solid. Liquid to gas, gas to liquid. Solid to gas directly and gas to solid directly. Now for these 6 interconversion of states of matter are named in different ways. Solid to liquid conversion is melting or fusion. Liquid to solid conversion is freezing or solidification. Liquid to gas conversion is boiling or vaporization. Gas to liquid conversion is condensation. Solid to gas conversion is sublimation. Gas to solid conversion is deposition, or in some book you may also get it as sublimation. Let us define. Melting. Melting is the process in which conversion of solid state of matter to liquid state takes place. That means it is a process of conversion of solid state of matter to liquid state. Freezing. It is a process of conversion of liquid state of matter to solid state. Boiling. It is a process of conversion of liquid state of matter to gaseous state. Condensation. It is a process of conversion of gaseous state of matter to liquid state. Here let me tell you one thing. Whatever I have written here and whatever I am explaining, everything you have to write in your notebooks in the notes form. Is it clear, everyone? So we'll continue again. Sublimation. It is the process of conversion of solid state to gaseous state directly without passing through liquid state. Deposition. It is the process of conversion of gaseous state to solid state directly without passing through liquid state. Clear? Okay. Next we have to learn how this state change takes place. That means exactly which kind of changes are observed when solid changes to liquid, liquid changes to gas, gas changes to liquid, or liquid changes to solid. From that properties of those states of matter, we'll find out which conditions are necessary to carry out those kind of changes. Say for example, if we want to convert melting, that is conversion of solid to liquid. Please listen carefully and try to understand. Solid means which other properties are present? Particles are very closely packed. Particles have no space among them, and force of attraction among the particles are very high, very strong force of attraction. So when we want to change solid to liquid, we have to change these basic properties. That means we have to increase the space among the particles. We have to decrease the force of attraction among the particles. How does it possible? If we apply some external condition. So which are those external conditions? It can be by increasing temperature and can be by decreasing pressure. Why? If we increase temperature, it means we are applying or we are providing external heat energy. Those heat energy will increase the kinetic energy of the particles. That means molecular movement or particle movement will increase. If particle movement will increase, the particles leave their own space. That means they start moving from their own space. If they start moving from their own space, the space among the particles will also increase. Not only that, the force of attraction among the particles will decrease because of external heat energy. So by increasing temperature, we can reach a state where solid can be turned to liquid state. Similarly, by decreasing pressure also we can do it. How is it possible? Decreasing pressure means external force becomes less. So particles can leave their own space. Particle movement will increase. Space among the particles will increase. Force of attraction will decrease. So by decreasing pressure also, we will be able to convert solid to liquid. But here one thing you have to remember, simultaneously we have to apply the condition to change the state. Or mostly we will focus only with the temperature, only on temperature. Okay, I will discuss it later also. Next, boiling. Boiling means conversion of liquid to gas. That means liquid where particles have space. In case of gas, particles are far away from each other. Liquid, force of attraction is medium. In case of gas, force of attraction is negligible. That means no force of attraction. In liquid, the particles can move freely but in a specific direction. In gas, particles move randomly in all directions. So this can be achieved. This particular change of state can be achieved by applying the same condition, that is by increasing temperature and by decreasing pressure. Next, freezing. Freezing means we are converting liquid to solid, just reverse process. So reverse condition is necessary. That means by decreasing temperature and by increasing pressure, we can convert liquid to solid. Similarly for condensation. Condensation means gaseous state is converted to liquid state. So which condition is necessary? By decreasing temperature and by increasing pressure. Okay. This explanation is given in detail in your textbook. Okay, so please refer your textbook and learn it from the textbook. It is given in page number 7. Page number 7. Both the explanation of the process of melting and boiling are given. And I request everyone to learn it from the textbook. Okay. Next we will come back to another part, that is melting point and boiling point. Melting is the process, boiling is the process. Melting point and boiling point is indicating the temperature at which this states of conversion takes place. Let us define. Melting point is the minimum and constant temperature. Please remember the terminologies. Minimum and constant temperature at which solid changes to liquid. That means solid starts melting at atmospheric pressure. That means pressure is fixed under atmospheric condition, is called its melting point. Melting point is fixed for different solid. That means if we are using the different types of solids, their melting points will also differ. One example, melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius, that is 273 Kelvin. We have already learned this conversion. How to convert degree Celsius to Kelvin. Okay, next, boiling point. This is the constant temperature. It's not minimum, only constant. This is the constant or fixed temperature at which liquid starts boiling at atmospheric pressure. This boiling point is applicable only for that particular liquid. It is called its boiling point. For example, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. If we convert it in Kelvin, it will give the value 373 Kelvin. Today, till this much you learn. If you have any doubts, you can inquire in WhatsApp group. Thank you.